Welcome to Fabric Monday. Today we'll talk about the enhanced Eventstream features. During Microsoft Build, Microsoft talked a lot about real-time intelligence, the new real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. New? How is it new? Wasn't it already there? It's a small difference on the name. What we had there was real-time analytics, and now Microsoft changed the name to real-time intelligence. Why? Isn't it the same thing? Well, there are so many new features that Microsoft decided to change the name. Let's see some of these new features related to an event stream. Here we have a workspace, and I'm already using the experience of real-time intelligence. I'll click on this experience and choose to create a new event stream and check the detail. There is the possibility to use the enhanced capabilities of the event stream. Let's give a name to our event stream. My beta stream, enhanced capabilities. This seems like a regular event stream. What's different here? Let's start with a sample data and start discovering the difference. Okay, we have some UI difference. Yellow text as sample data. Let's choose the source name as taxi rides and add. And here is my data source and my event stream. The point is that now I can add transformations directly in the event stream. Before, on the old event stream, I had to add the destination, and the transformations could be done only by the destination. Now I can transform and send the result of the transformation to a destination later. Let's add our first transformation. I will add a managed field to make some transformations to the fields and choose the fields I use. For this first managed field, a setup is required. I will call it pickup field, and I will add field. When selecting the field I add, I can import the field from the schema of the event stream, or I can use some expression to create a new value. In this case, I import from the schema. I will choose the value of pickup location, PU, location ID, and the total amount of the fare. That's it. And now I have these fields already set up in my managed fields. By selecting one of the fields or any of the fields, I have the option to change the data type, and this is interesting for the total amount. I would like to change the total amount type and convert the total amount to double. Done. So my pickup fields is already set up. But this is not my only line of transformation that I would like to do. I can add additional transformations by using this button on the top. I can't add additional transformations using the plus button. The plus button would be creating a single line of transformation. Instead of that, I can add a managed field transformation which is disconnected from my previous transformation. Before setting up this managed field one, I need to define the source for it. So I can drag a line from my event stream to manage field one. In this case, now I have two lines of transformations, and I can set up the manage field one, which I will call drop off fields. Now I can add the fields, import the schema, and I'll choose the drop off location and the total amount again. This time I'm choosing the drop off location and the total amount. Add. I can choose the field total amount and again change the type of the field to double. Done. I can still add more transformations. For example, let's add an additional managed fields. Managed fields. This one I call of raw record. The record as it is. Add all fields, so I'm adding all the fields from the event stream. So I have 3 lines of transformations, one which gets all the fields without any transformation, and 2 others which are making transformations on the data. And now let's add more transformations. For each one of the managed fields, I will add an aggregation. Let's configure the aggregation. Let's call pickup total, aggregate type, sum, select the field, total amount, change the name of the sum, total, and I'll specify a group by pickup location. So I'm grouping the data by pickup location, make a sum of the fair amount. Done. My first aggregation is done. Then I'll add the second aggregation for the drop-off fields. Let's add another aggregation. Drop-off total, aggregate type sum, select field total amount, total, but this time I'm grouping by the drop-off location. Add, done, and now I have another aggregation. On the raw record, I can make some transformations on data type. For example, the total amount here is still a string. I can change it to double, to be dropped as a double value. And now I have 2 aggregations in the raw value, and I can add destinations. Now let's add the destination. On the drop-off, I will add a destination which will be a KQL database. Setup is required. Since I already did transformations, I cannot choose direct ingestion. It is an event processing before the ingestion operation. Destination, let me choose the workspace. I have a KQL database, a Kusto database on the real-time KQL workspace. The database, my ingestion, and I can choose to create a new table. Drop-off summary. Done. Destination name. This is the name of the operation itself, the destination. Let's call it drop-off target. Save. Then I will add another KQL destination, and I can choose the same database. It will be the same database, just to a different table in the database. Real-time KQL, my ingestion, destination table, create new, pickup summary. Done. Destination name, pickup target, and save. There it is. And finally, the destination of the raw records. I will add a lakehouse destination and edit the lakehouse destination. Let's choose one lakehouse, the real-time lakehouse, lake real, and I create a new table. Rights raw target, and save. That's it. My event stream is prepared. So in this case, I made transformations. I create 3 sequences of transformations, different sequences of transformations, and each sequence of transformations going to one different destination. 2 of them are going to the KQL database, and one of them is going to the lakehouse. It's even interesting that shows to summarize the data which goes to the KQL database. So I save space on the KQL database, and the KQL can focus on analyzing the summary of my data. My data already summarized, while the raw data I store as a history data in my lakehouse. So my lakehouse keeps the history as a code path for a Lambda architecture, while my Kusto database keep the summary of the information and analyze the summary of information as a hot path for my Lambda architecture. And we have a Lambda architecture created in a few minutes, just a few minutes, inside Microsoft Fabric. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.